most important things that we can do to make sure we have a successful reloading venture is to ensure that we're taking the proper steps to maintain our brass. As an example here, we're going to use some dirty 357 brass that I had laying around. This isn't even something that I actively load right now, but I happen to have a bunch of this laying around that's dirty. That's a perfectly good example for the depriming and the cleaning process. So as you can see, there's lots of grime around this case. The inside is very dirty. It has a spent primer that needs to be punched out of there in order to get the process going. So first things first, what I like to do is get the primer out because I like to have a good clean primer pocket. A lot of reloaders don't worry too much about that, and typically they probably have pretty decent results. But occasionally if you get some grit in there, and you could have an issue with getting your primer seated and not allowing your gun to go into battery and having some potential malfunction. So in order to alleviate that, I like to get that primer pocket nice and clean so that we can get some really good combustion going in there and possibly have better results. For the decapping process today, we're going to be using this single stage press. This is an RCBS Rock Chucker 4. This was the press that I learned on before I moved on to a progressive. Also, what we're going to be using today, and this is born out of making my own mistakes and finding more efficient ways, we're actually going to be using this Lee Universal Decapper also. What this does is it accepts many different sizes of cases, and it will decap them in short order, so you don't have to worry about having a combination sizer decapper die. I actually broke some pins off quite a few times pretty easily as well. So because I like to decap these early before even getting into the cleaning process, I've moved to the Universal Decapper and I'm having a lot of success. So we've got our appropriate shell plate in the press. So we're going to screw the Universal Decapper into place. We're going to take one of our cases that's dirty, has a spent primer inside, and we're going to slide it into the shell holder. We're going to run this up and make sure that everything fits first. We don't want to send it home too prematurely. And that looks like it's going to work just fine with some steady pressure downward. The primer comes out and drops right into the garbage can. So now that we've taken that primer out, if you look inside, you can see it's quite dirty inside there. So our process is actually going to clean that out and make it very, very nice. We take our next casing, place it in the press, and run it home just like that. Nothing to it. Very simple.